How do you make a relationship work with someone that is not open and transparent? Personally, for me, I have a lot of experience with that, but I can't do it with them because it's going to be maybe long talk. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to scare you, but then it's going to be an interesting one. So stay tuned. Hi, hola senor, hola senorita. Welcome to the Voice of Mongo, and this is Testimony Heroes. Oh, it's true. I used to say this is Testimony Heroes, so that means it's a probability that there's going to be a guest. Anyway, surprise, we have a guest today, and we have on board a very good friend of mine who has a vast experience. Loving you, has a very open heart. A very open heart. I'm serious now. Has a very open heart, and I feel like she has more experience of that. So she can enlighten us on how she has been able to love people that's so much to be open, and then it does not affect a true kind of person. So can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Palusi Okbeoluwa, and I am a student of Ladoke Akintola University. I'm studying agricultural extension and rural development. I am a writer, a Christian content creator, and an editor. Yes, please.
Okay. So, what else do you think we should know about you? I don't know. What's something you're passionate about, or something you like to? Maybe if you had to pitch yourself in 3 minutes, what would you say?
Okay, first and foremost, I did add the fact that I am a baker. I love baking. I love cooking. I feel like it's my escape route. Yes, please.
How? Your husband is the lucky one.
Yes, I love baking. I love cooking. I am passionate about people. I love to see people live the best of their lives. I love to see, especially people that are my peers, my age mates. I love it when they are on the right path. I love it when they're making the right decisions. I love it when they are doing the right things. And I love it when people are genuinely happy. I am passionate about people finding me as a safe space to be, rather, where people are around me and they're just at peace, they're just at ease, and they're just good.
Okay. Have you ever considered being a life coach? Because it's giving that life vibe for me. Because personally, I feel like, okay, we should just have a conference and someone's coming up to talk about the experience and how to be a success. Have you ever considered being a life coach? I do. I just got to me right now. So you can think about it. Life coach. Oh, a popular fancy under life coach. Gives me eyes ring. Can't think about it. So on today's episode, actually, I wanted to target why I don't keep friends anymore. But then I was like, if because people are unlovable, we decide not to love them, are we really living out the true Christian life? And is that what God will help us do? Because I remember that the Bible saying that if we only love those that love us back, then if a worldly person can do that, would we expect an accolade for that? So I think even the Bible wants us to love those people lovable. Welcome back. So personally, I think I have a question first. A lot of questions. I want to ask that: is it possible? First, have you ever had a friend, maybe a female friend, maybe a male friend? I want it to be basic relationship, like friendship. So let's just talk about the female friend. Have you ever had a female friend that seems like you're 100% with the person, and the person is not giving you up to 100? It's not hopeful, it's not transparent. You really don't know what. Maybe someone is asking you, "Oh, where is this person?" And you'll be like, I really cannot say right now. But then anything going on with you, this person can basically tell. Have you ever had something like that or something close to that?
Okay, yes, I have had quite a number of experiences with friends like that. I still kind of have an experience with someone like that because for me, my definition of friendship is transparency. I cannot say I'm your friend and I am not totally open to you. You know everything about me. You have access to me. You know where I am per time, per season. I feel like that is what friendship is about. I feel like that is what love language is in quotes. I don't buy the idea of saying I love you 1,000 times, but you do not even give me rest of mind. That is not friendship. So yes, I have had friends that are like that. I have a friend who is like that, who is not transparent, who is very shady, who is one leg in, one leg out. And I felt at a point I got tired. I felt drained because I felt like I was giving in a lot. I was putting in a lot into the friendship, but the energy was very low. And I realized that the reason was not because of anything. It was just because she was being selfish. It was just because she was not herself. She just had a personality problem. And I did not want to lose myself in the process of trying to bring that into my own reality. So I just had to learn to balance things. I had to like cut off certain things and, just go with the flow.
Okay. I feel like you've already set the basis of the whole of this episode. Okay, so you said that you do not want to lose yourself in the process. So I want to ask that. How does the toxicity of these people not affect us, even while we try to show that we actually love them? How do we try to set the boundary? What's that invisible line we place so that we don't get affected with that? Because, what's the basis of me telling you everything about me and then 1 minute you're saying, oh, I'm this, and then the next I'm discovering that you are actually that? Really? And I'm like, where are you in all of this? Like, truly are you? I feel like transparency is the basis for trust. So when you can't really find the basis, I don't know what we're building this relationship on. So how do you find the margin? How don't you lose yourself to the role? How don't you go crazy with? Here's a peace of mind. How did I even get here? God. So where do you draw the line? How do you, merge and try to find yourself? How?
Okay. For me, I've gone crazy in the process before. I've almost lost myself. And one day I realized that I actually deserve better. I realized I was prioritizing the wrong person. I was prioritizing the wrong things rather. And it just dawned on me like that. I actually deserve better. I should not waste my time and effort on something that will not yield. Even in the scriptures, Jesus was passing by and he saw a tree that was not yielding. And what did he do? He cursed it because it was useless. So there's no point laboring over something that will not yield a result or will not yield bountiful results. So I realized that, you know what, I'm Papa's girl, I deserve the best. I have to live a baby girl life. And then I realized it started from peace of mind. I realized I didn't have peace of mind. I realized that I didn't even know myself anymore. I realized I was so focused on someone else, trying to help someone else be a better person, that I wasn't focusing on myself. And it was toxic. It was crazy. And considering the fact that this other party, in quotes, did not give a damn, did not care about me, wasn't even worried about, maybe anything was happening. I saw that it was becoming too one-sided. And I just told myself, you know what, I'm prioritizing peace this time around. I am focusing on me and God. And I love the fact that it's in my relationship with God. This was some of the things that the Holy Spirit highlighted to me. Made me realize that I was already losing myself. You need to come back home. This is not your reality. You need to focus on yourself. In as much as you are in Christ, you need to focus on yourself. And I decided to okay, you know what? I'm just going to focus on myself and I'm going to ignore. That was the thing for me. I said I was going to ignore and I did. I just ignored. There was a way I was able to shut. The person is around me, but I know you are there, but I'm not seeing you. I know you are there, but you do not have that much power or access to my emotions.
I can't see your flaws.
Yes.
Mistakes. I can't see.
Yes. You just. No, you're just totally wiped off out of my memory. In that, no matter what you do, it does not have any effect on me because I have zoned you out of my life. And to me, I feel like that was what worked for me. That is why I'm enjoying the peace that I have right now. And it really worked.
My next question actually is coming from your response, which is you said that you were able to block it all out and ignore. I feel like a natural man cannot just ignore something. When somebody is consistently stepping on your toes. I've told you the first time, I don't like the fact that you don't speak up. I don't like the fact that you don't open up about things around you. And then the person goes like, oh, I'm sorry. And then the next time the person does it again. And then you know what, it's like, just don't ignore you like you're not there. I feel like it's not normal for a natural man to do that. So have you ever intentionally prayed about a friend that God, please help me to love this person? Because that's praying for me. I feel like there was a time I actually prayed to love someone because I knew that we had to be in the same space, and I intentionally was just able to see this person the way you see this person. And how fast was the response? We say God is interested in every part of our life. How well does this prayer actually work? Because if I say for me, people will be like, that's for you. Let's talk about other people. So for you, have you ever intentionally prayed to love someone, to see the person the way God sees the person? And how well did that work out for you?
Okay, I would say because of my kind of person, I do not love out on people easily. Like, my love for people does not thin out like that. But one thing I constantly prayed for was that God should help me to see the person the way he sees her, in quotes. And I did one of those prayers where this ignoring thing, humanly, it is actually very hard, almost impossible. But I went through a lot of self-evaluations. I went through a lot of stuff, in quotes, and I prayed about it. I told God, my mentality is at stake. My peace of mind is at stake. I'm losing myself. I need you to help me because one thing about me in terms of prayers is that I know there's nothing God cannot do. If I tell him, even if I cannot communicate what I want in words, he knows how I feel. So I had to say it that, okay, you know what? I do not hate this person, but then I do not want that attachment anymore. Can you just take it away? Can you just do something in a kind of way that this thing does not get to me anymore? I do not even see her like that. And for me, the response was very quick because I was shocked. It was when I was about resuming another semester. And when the school resumed, I realized that everything was just going all smooth, ticketable, no ish. And I was like, okay, are we fine? No issue. There was no basic thing that was like, oh, she did this, even though she did a lot of things. But I just realized that my mind was shifted away from her to something else. I got occupied with something else. Something else took my attention, and I wasn't even seeing her. Even when she would mess up and she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry I did. Oh, you did that. I am sorry I didn't see that. She just totally left my mind. And for me, I see it as something good. I saw it as an habit, as something to pick up, because it helped me to stop paying attention to people's flaws. It helped me to not see people's mistakes. It helped me to make excuses for people. It helped me to see people from another light, even though in the actual sense they had fault. But then it helped me. So my response and my perspective towards people was not negative. It was always positive, kind of. So it revolved not just to the person, but to everybody around me. I was able to like handle people. I was able to like cope with people. I was able to overlook. I was able to endure. I was able to accept and all of that, and still not lose myself in the process. So yes.
Okay, gotten interested in everything about us. Okay, so I was going to ask a question, but then I'll ask this way. So I think when I first went to, I noticed that there was still we're talking about someone, and we're like, what person did this thing? And it was very wrong, and this and that. But because me, I don't inherit people's enemies, so I was like, does probably hate this person? Why is he talking about this thing? Maybe the person did something that was actually very wrong, and I saw reasons why this is actually bad. But for me, I was like, and just see how this person actually is in person. But then the next day when we were talking, she was praising the person. She was like, "Oh, this girl did this. She's a very lovely person." And then I was like, "Okay, I thought we were fighting with her yesterday. What happened? Should be okay. We're already friends." So I was not like, "What's going on?" I had to ask. I think I asked this question, but I was asking for clarity. So, how do you differentiate a person from their flow? Like, it's more or less like, someone did this. I think I asked this everywhere, like, you don't hate the person, but you hate the character. So how do you actually do that? It's not that, so they are just angry. But then sometimes I feel like it's because we are not open to ourselves or we're selfish. That's why we feel like the person is just entirely bad. So how do you differentiate someone from their flaw, a person from their flaw, to see that maybe that's just another side of them and not their rules?
Okay, I would say that the thing is, I do not hate the person. I hate what she does. I hate what they do. And I believe that this thing, their habits, their character traits that can be worked on, they are not things that are permanent. So I cannot judge you based off of what you do, because I know that 100% of the time you probably don't even know you do the things you do. So I mean, why would I take it out on you when you don't even know what you're doing is wrong? Do you understand? But then in the actual sense, I feel like one of the things that made it work for me was because I had gotten to a point of, you know what, it's fine. It's okay. Let it happen. You know, I don't care, because I realized that I was so crazy about having so much positive vibes around me that I was not ready. I was so quick to forget the negative thing done before. And then and whatever bad she has done or whatever bad anyone does not totally erase the good things they've done before. I would remember the good things you've done. I would praise you in the presence of people. I would say it to your face. But then, even though most of the bad things you've done might still hurt me. But I do not allow that to totally overshadow the good you've done in the moment. And then it still does not mean that I do not have my boundaries. I still have my boundaries. I still have the boundaries that I've created. There's still that separation. I still know that you're not very close to me. I still know that you're not my very close friend. You might think I'm your bestie, but you're not even in my circle. But there's still that balance. So I personally I don't hate the person, but I just hate what they do. And it's actually more hurtful that they are not willing to change that. They are not willing to accept the fact that they are like this and they want to change it. You know, when somebody is solely into the wrong and they're still making up excuses for the wrong, and I'm like, are you okay? But then I realized that, you know what, it's fine. You can be like that. She be you. Yes, in quotes. She be you. It's not me. And then I just pick that and use that as an opportunity to learn a lesson. I learn lessons a lot from people's mistakes because it helps me to to watch myself, like, oh my God, I must not be like this. And then that's just it. But then that's just basically it.
Okay. I want to ask a question. Does it feel like you're actually ignoring the person? Like you're leaving the person to walk away into the drain? I don't know. For people listening, even if maybe you've not worked closely with someone that is toxic, you might feel like, how this person sound nice? I mean, it's like you're saying that you've excluded yourself. So when we're correlating we go or something, that's your problem. I feel like, don't you feel like you're ignoring the person? Or before you draw boundaries, is it that you've spoken to the person times without knowing, I see this person is not ready to change, and you don't want it to affect you, then you just be like, you know what, just be. So how do you tend to, so it's not like you're just ignoring the person and then you're just giving the person to their bad habits and they don't even know that this thing they're doing is wrong and hurts people. How do you up them not to actually even do it to others and people see them that, oh, this person is toxic? So don't feel like you cut them and ignore them. How do you help this?
Okay, I would say that there's a limit to how much you can help somebody. You cannot help someone that is not willing to be helped. And I realized that in the quest of trying to not want people to feel ignored, we end up falling into the same mistakes you're trying to correct. And in life, in as much as you're trying to help people, you guard yourself first. You guard your heart in the process. So in as much as I can, ignoring the person in quotes, it's also me protecting myself from not being influenced by that. And secondly, me ignoring the person, I have my needs. There are a lot of things I settle on my knees. 100% of the times, I probably pray for this person more than I pray for myself. I probably intercede for this person more than I intercede for myself. And for me, making decisions like that, I do not just bring them up. I would let you know why I'm doing what I am doing. I would tell you to your face, babe, this is what you're doing, and I think I'm tired. So if this happens, this is why. And 100% of the time, I realized that it was becoming too much, like over and over and over. I've said this thing and you're still doing it. Why? Do you want to kill me for my time? No, so the person I'll just do is to just let you be. Letting you be does not mean I'm wicked. I'm doing it for me. And I'm doing it for you to come into the realization for yourself. Because if you keep telling somebody that, oh, you're doing this, at a point you become the bad person. At a point you feel like you're the problem.
Yeah.
So there are times in your life that you have to be wise enough to know that, okay, you know what, let's just leave her. Let's see if she'll come into that realization. But then we are still praying for the person, because in the actual sense, if you leave them alone, they will not see themselves and they will begin to wallow in that problem. So most of the things I do is to just pray for the person. So just pray for the person. This person the person I'm talking about right now is someone that I would say that was, okay, she is a friend, a good friend. And along the line, I knew I had to come to a realization that not all friendships are meant to last. When it's becoming a threat to your mental health, please walk away. This friendship was taking way too much from me. I was losing myself. I was thinning out of existence, and I had to come back. I was like, no, my life doesn't revolve around you. No, there's much more to me than this. So I had to just create the boundary, but I was still praying. I was still interceding for her once in a while when we get to talk, because this person is not someone that listens that much. This is somebody that feels like she knows what she's doing. She's so good at the game. So I have to be careful. So once in a while when I'm able to chip in one or two things, I just say it and she picks the memo if she's smart. And then I still pray for the person. So yes.
All right. So thank you very much, Open. So one question before we round up. I think you were leaning towards that when you were talking earlier. So I want to ask, how do you love someone from a distance? Okay, we already know that this person is unlovable in quotes. Like the person is proven to be difficult to love, difficult to befriend. How do you love someone from a distance? You already said that we should prioritize ourselves, we should keep ourselves and protect your mental health. But then we just can't abandon this person, just cut off and be all cold and, snub. I feel like that would make you feel like the worst person.
Yeah.
So how do you love someone from a distance? I know you're there, respecting my boundaries, respecting my mental health. I respect you in your space, but how do you show love to them? Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Aside prayers, of course.
Yeah, I would say, first of all, no hard feelings. I would say the first step is let go of everything that person has done. That was a basic game changer for me, because I realized that this person has done way too much hurt for me, and I realized that it was hard for me to let go of all of it. And I had to come into a realization that, you know what, it's fine. It has happened and I have learned from it. So yes, you have to come into that reality that, you know what, okay, fine. And then secondly, for me, I feel like there's no love without giving. Yes, for me, if I love you, I most likely have gotten you something. I most likely have given you something. From my responses, from the way I still carry you along. Yes, you know I love you, but there are boundaries. There are boundaries. The boundaries are still there. And you do not totally shut out the person because you don't make it too obvious. Except the person is smart enough to pick the memo, but then you don't make it too obvious. You just go with the flow. I would just say just go with the flow. Just, we are cool, no hard feelings. I'm not mad at you, you're not mad at me. I'm not angry, I'm not holding grudges, but you are just there. I love you with agape love, in quotes, but then it is, yes, but it is not beyond that. No unnecessary intimacies, no unnecessary opening ups. No, you don't know much about me and I don't want to know much about you, because if you want to share, you would have. Yes, so it's just love from afar. I just love you. I care about you. You know that I care about you. I ask you, are you fine? Have you eaten? Are you okay? Yes, I got you this. Yes, but then I know that there's a boundary. I know that is not how I would relate with my closest friend. So yes, you know your friend. Yeah, but she probably might not know. Yes.
You know your friend. You know this other people be like, my dad already whether I'm dating you. You might think that you're dating me, but me, I'm not dating you, something like that. So the person might think that, oh, this person is a very good friend. The amazing thing is, I feel like toxic people know that they're toxic. They know people that are good, they're nice, they're possessive about them, but actually they don't want to change. They really don't want to change, because even when you try to stretch what they have to them and be like, okay, I understand that this is how you are, but can you just, tweak a bit?
Yes.
To make other people comfortable.
They want you to take in the old toxicity and choke on it. Yes. They don't want you to go, because they don't want you to be free. They don't want to lose you. Yes, they don't want to lose you, and they don't want someone else to have you, but they want you to stay there. That's witchcraft. It's wickedness. Because why? Why?
What are we doing? Praying to the last question. There's a thing that I think, according to the dictionary and according to psychology, it's called Stockholm syndrome, where you develop this love for someone that, in quotes, is hurting you, or an abuser. What if I don't want to live a toxic relationship? I know it's toxic. What should I do? I know this person is not good for me. I know this person is affecting me. Even if it's a relationship, I mean a sexual relationship, one that is between a guy and a lady, or even basic friendship. I know this person is not good for me. I know this person is manipulative, this person gaslights me, but what do I do? What exactly do I do? Do I just, stay there? I already like this person. I've invested too much in this relationship to just leave it and just be like, okay, I want to love you for this.
Okay, I feel like that steps out from a certain mentality. There's this mentality we have that this flip the card thing this flip the card mindset that we grew up with, that and when something happens, you don't leave. Because if you leave, you'll be a bad person. You cannot say in toxic marriage. No, it's wrong. When you know who you are, when you know you deserve better, you would not stay in a toxic relationship, because first of all, you know that your mindset, your mental health is at stake, and you want the best for yourself. So why would I be there? Do not make up excuses for toxicity. Do not encourage it in any way, because if you encourage, that means you are not in the best position to advise someone else. So if someone is manipulating you, someone is treating you badly, someone is treating you whichever way, don't stay there. You do not belong there. You do not deserve that. For me, I used to tell myself I deserve the best, and I'm going to give myself the best if I can, when I can. So it starts from the little things. It takes intentionality and consciousness to bring yourself into that you know what, it's fine. It may look like I'm the bad person, but this is me I'm talking about here. I would rather let it go. I'd rather let it go than stay there. So I feel like it's still a mindset, it's a mentality, and that's why parents need to do a lot. They need to help their children. They need to watch what they speak to their earrings, what they grew up hearing, what they grew up listening to. It means a lot to them. It matters, because these are the things we heard and we grew up with, and we didn't even know. We grew up with this mindset of, oh no, stay. We grew up with this mindset of stay there till you die. That's why people still stay in abusive marriages, because we made them believe that, oh, if they're bad. No, you will die, and the life will go on. The world will not stop. So that's what I'm trying to say. You have to just separate and just try to help the person from a distance. If the person needs therapy, recommend therapy, because some of these things are not normal. I've come in contact with quite a number of people that they didn't know it was a mental thing. Some of them, it's as a result of depression. They do not know that they are being toxic because they're depressed. Some people lack love. Some people lack love. Some people are just selfish. they're just selfish. They want everything to themselves and they want to leave you bare, empty. It's not okay. It is not a normal life. So you don't make up excuses for toxicity. Stay away, run far away, 1,001 miles away from toxicity. Don't make excuses for it. And yes, that's just it. That's just it. Just go.
It's okay, you run away.
Run away.
We promote our parents or you run. Okay, thank you very much, Lucy of Unlovable. My very good friend. We hope to see you next time. And speaking of not making excuses for toxic people, I just want to say something like that before we go. And which is, sometimes you might not actually know that someone is toxic. You beard it, your stomach it for so long, you don't know that, okay, this thing is wrong. It's just like you being so much in a stuffy place out. When you receive fresh air, you're like, okay, that's strange. Am I supposed to be feeling like this? Somebody's just nice to you. You feel like, okay, maybe the person wants something from you because you're used to people receiving from you all your right. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're in a relationship with someone, platonic relationship or a sexual relationship, and you discover that anytime you have a problem, you're the first to say, I know I'm the problem. Sorry, I blame myself. My dear, you're in a toxic relationship. Because most times, most people that are not ready to listen to what happened, or when you're explaining a story to someone, an issue to someone, they're like, you know what, don't worry, actually, I think I'm the problem. I'll just work on myself. My dear, you're not the problem. It's the partner that is the problem. Because if you're the problem, you will not even need to tell your friend already before you say, don't worry, I think I need to work on myself. When you are the problem, you know. But basically, every time there's an issue, you already said, no, I think I'm the problem. Actually, I think the reason why he did that or she did that is because I actually said, it's a lie. That's not why. That is not why. The person is toxic and you're making up excuses. That's why she said, don't make excuse for toxic people. You are not actually the problem. Think about it, ruminate, evaluate yourself. You need to see a therapist. You can't actually pray. You know, we can't do anything outside of God, so pray about it. And Africa will, of course. It's nice speaking with you again as usual. Have a lovely Friday. Enjoy your weekend and be good. Bye.